I'm not familiar with that report. I do not believe the medical mart should be put on hold. I don't necessarily agree that everything that's happening is proper, but it's a project that needs to be completed.
I'm not familiar enough with the report to comment on. The medical mart project itself, though, I think should be completed as quickly as possible. I think that it's one of the things that we finally have done in the last couple of years that is positive, and it's going to be a positive change to the downtown Cleveland area, and it's going to impact Cuyahoga County. We talk about doing things, but it just takes forever, and I know there's some questions regarding this one, but it's taken such a long time to put together. Recently, I was down visiting somebody in the Cleveland Clinic and going down Euclid Avenue, and I go down through that all the time. I really never pay attention to the Euclid Avenue corridor, but what's happening down on Euclid Avenue, I mean, it's just amazing. The Cleveland Clinic is such a huge impact in Cuyahoga County. Right behind is University Hospital, Case Western Missouri. The Art Museum, we just scored on a big job for redoing that. So you'll look at some of the things that are being done. We talk about bringing jobs to Cleveland and doing things. And the medical mart, I know it's had its ups and downs, but it's from what I can see, it's just about in place. I mean, they haven't broken ground, but it's just about there. I think it's done. I think that the old commissioners and that's theirs. The new council, the new county executive are going to have to make it work, and I think it's going to be a wonderful thing for Cuyahoga County, and I really think it's going to be good for the city of Cleveland also. Thank you.
From what I understand, there's a very opaque view of what the activities are of this medical mart convention center. As you know, the project is a $425 million project. And thus far, I believe we've collected about $100 million of revenue to support that. It's claimed that we are on budget, and it's claimed that things are proceeding in a normal way. We've been making progress payments to people for this project, for the engineering. I don't think we should really stop that project. I think by the time council gets in there, if I get a chance to look over those contracts, I think we'll still have an opportunity there to make some improvements if required. I think that the project is really one that's going to be useful. I don't know whether there'll be a payoff for all of the citizens in the county, though. That's left to be decided. But it will obviously increase the business activity of the community. And where we are now, we've more or less are halfway down the path. It would be foolish probably to interrupt that project right now.
This particular project is typical of what we've been doing for a long time. I don't have enough time to go into it. Basically, it's a done deal. There are either contracts already set, or they're going to be set. Undo it, it's an impossibility at this point. We're coming in at the 11th hour and 59 minutes. Bottom line is, there was no vision. There was no vision in that. Somebody has the idea that to make a great city, you have to have it all within that bubble of downtown. The medical mart is 80 city blocks from the nearest major medical center. Did anybody look beyond the border of the cemetery out there on the east side where East Cleveland begins, and all the available land? When they envisioned that Euclid corridor, they envisioned taking it through University Circle and out beyond so that it could all connect, because right in that area it's going to be within 10 to 20 blocks of the major medical center. The way Cuyahoga County, and I believe that we're all here to talk about the county, not just the inner bubble city of the Cleveland and those very well-to-do landowners who want to get as much of their land built on as they can, is to make the whole county healthy. We have to have a vision that expands beyond that bubble. Had that medical center been built in another area, there would have been large, high-rise hotels and motels that would have popped up that would accommodate conventions. Right now, we have no vision for that. It was a poorly planned project, but we're in the 11th hour, and it's a done deal. And anyone else who tells you otherwise, sorry, thank you.
I hate to sound like an echo, but he's right there. County government has had no vision in many projects. They rush when they see there's money to be shared and rush to the project and want to get it. Then they don't even have a site picked out for it. They have to like squabble over a site for the medical mart. I give the medical mart basically a C average right now. It would be good if it is completed on budget, on time, and we'll provide some job opportunities. But by the same token, it's depending on Cleveland supporting it, Cuyahoga County, and visitors basically from out of town. And Cleveland, face it, people, is not a destination city. And Cleveland and Cuyahoga County need to work on their infrastructure and beautification projects, thereby supplying jobs in those areas, and to make Cleveland more of a destination city. Because right now we can't compete with Miami or New York City or Boston, and we're foolish to think we can. As I said, the success of the medical market in a large token is going to be in improving the aesthetics in and around Cleveland. Thank you.
I am not familiar with the report that was mentioned at the beginning of this question, but I would like to receive a copy of that report, please. Thank you. As far as whether or not the MedMart should move forward or not move forward, look, this is part of what Issue 6 was about, in addition to making government more accountable, was the fact that here in Cuyahoga County, we've spent so many years hand-wringing over things like the perfect placement of something, or how to figure out to make this a productive part of our economy or not. Economic development has been bogged down by government missteps in this county, and we need to get over that. I think that the new county council and the new county executive should move forward with the project. They will take control in January when they get there, and we will move forward on this. And I think also that what we really need to keep in mind about this project is the long-term goal for the MedMart is for this project to become self-sustaining. This shouldn't be based on our tax dollars going into it anymore. We want this to be a self-sustaining entity that will provide economic development for our community right now. Thank you.
I'm also not familiar with the study. If you'd like to send it to me, my email is mcwritersblock@yahoo.com. I honestly wish the medical mart all the success in the world. I hope that whatever the decision is, whether it is built or not built, that it is done so inclusively at the will of the taxpayers. I'm from Olmsted Township, where we have a municipal building project that's stalled, and we have a half-completed fire station sitting around, and that's not something I want to see in the greater downtown area. I guess I would say, since it appears as if the wheels are already running on this project, what I'm more interested in seeing happen is after it is done, that the sales tax hike to fund it is rescinded, so it doesn't become a permanent part of our sales tax base. We tend to forget projects like this become a permanent part of the tax base, just like the Gateway Stadium Complex and the sin tax became a permanent part of our tax base. And I've been quoting that I cannot emphasize it enough that I would like to rescind the sales tax hike that's been funding this project. And I've been quoting such for a long while, since it was in the June 30th edition of the Plain Dealer, and I'll keep on talking about it until you guys tell me to stop. Thanks.
I'm a pacer, that's why I keep standing up, so I appreciate your indulgence. I will tell you that the county transition team is putting together a Bible of information for all of us to get into whoever the successful person might be in council, and I will make sure I do look into that report. But I've got to tell you this, I've been in commercial real estate for almost my entire adult life, most of it in downtown Cleveland. And when the phrase Medical Mart Convention Center comes to the forefront, my blood pressure just shoots up. It shoots up because of three specific reasons. The first is the sales tax, which people kind of forget about. You know, 3 county commissioners, 2 of them said, we're going to raise the sales tax. Again, behind closed doors, they agreed, go to a public meeting. We had nothing to say about that. That's going to change. The second part was, the county, in its infinite wisdom, announced where Medical Mart was going to be long before they had option agreements to buy someone's site. Wouldn't you love for someone to come onto your street and say, we're going to build something right at the location of your house or business? Guess what? The value that we pay, not the county, we, all of us in this room, was 10 times what they should have paid because it was such a debacle. And the third thing, and that's the most important thing, I told you I've been in real estate my whole life. There isn't a contract that I've ever seen that can't be broken. This is a development agreement that was signed. I'm sure there were attorneys involved. In the first 90 days of council, I will ensure that we will reevaluate whether it's through a contracts committee on council, whether it's through independence counsel, outside legal counsel, to get this right. Medical Mart Convention Center, good for economic development for downtown Cleveland. I'm all for it. Just not the way it's been done. Thank you.
First part, no, I'm not familiar with it, but I too would like to see a copy of that report. Secondly, I would let it go forward. The third thing I'm concerned about, however, you may have been reading, is the issue about what we do about once it's built and how we take care of it. And they are having little disagreements over whether it's going to be bed tax, an increase in sales tax, or some other issue. Clearly, that's something this council is going to have to address, because we cannot continue to raise the taxes for the community without evaluating why and what benefit we will receive. And going a little bit to what Brian talked about, it took 2 out of 3 individuals to put this project forward. In the future, the county executive proposes something for our county. You now have to have 6 of 11 members of council who will act upon that. During that period of time, there will be public meetings, there will be public hearings. The issues are going to be different going into the future. And I think that's one of the benefits that will be achieved by what we're doing with this new county council. Thank you.